Power. It's a word that stirs up images of kings and empires, CEOs in boardrooms, and generals leading armies. But in today's world, power isn't always about war or wealth. It's about influence. It's about presence. And most importantly, it's about understanding human nature. If you've ever felt invisible, overlooked, or disrespected, this is your moment. Because there's one law from Robert Greene's legendary 48 Laws of Power that can transform your life, no matter who you are, where you live, or what language you speak. This law can take you from being ignored to being impossible to forget. Law 6. Court attention at all costs. Now let's be honest. We live in a world overloaded with noise, scrolling screens, endless opinions, and constant competition for the spotlight. Everyone's trying to be noticed, yet most go unseen. Have you ever walked into a room and felt like you weren't even there? Like your words didn't matter, your ideas went unheard, and your presence felt like an afterthought? That feeling is soul-crushing. It chips away at your confidence. It makes you question your worth. And if you let it continue, it becomes a pattern. Days go by, months, years, and suddenly you've faded into the background of your own life. The sad truth is this: being invisible in a competitive world isn't just a problem, it's dangerous. Invisibility makes people ignore your contributions. They forget your name. They choose someone else. And it's not because you're not smart enough, skilled enough, or good enough. It's because you haven't learned how to own the spotlight. You've followed the rules too carefully, waiting politely to be recognized, hoping someone would just see your value. But the world doesn't reward quiet talent. It rewards those who make themselves unforgettable. This is why Law 6 is so powerful. Court attention at all costs doesn't mean becoming loud, fake, or desperate. It means becoming magnetic. It means learning how to draw people in without even trying. It means being remembered long after you've left the room. Because attention, whether we like it or not, is the currency of power. And when you know how to attract it, you unlock a different level of life. Opportunities find you. People listen when you speak. You walk into a space and heads turn. Not because you demanded respect, but because you earned it without saying a word. But let's break down the problem even deeper. Most people misunderstand attention. They think it means chasing likes, dressing wildly, or speaking louder than everyone else. But that's not attention. That's noise. And noise is forgettable. Real attention is authentic presence. Think about it. Who do you remember from school, from work, or even from social media? You remember the ones who had a vibe, an aura, a style, something you couldn't quite define but couldn't ignore. They weren't always the loudest, the funniest, or the best looking. They were just intentional. Every move they made had weight. They stood for something. They had edge. And most importantly, they knew their value. So how do you apply this law to your own life without being fake or manipulative? How do you attract attention in a way that's natural, lasting, and real? The answer starts with clarity. You have to know what makes you different. Not perfect, just different. It could be your voice, your style, your humor, your story. Everyone has something that sets them apart. The mistake most people make is hiding that uniqueness to fit in. But in trying to fit in, you erase the very thing that would make people remember you. You don't stand out by being the same. You stand out by being boldly yourself. Next comes courage. Courting attention means taking risks. It means stepping into rooms where you feel small and still choosing to speak. It means dressing in a way that expresses who you are, not what others expect. It means putting your ideas out there even when you're scared. Because attention is not given, it's claimed. And once you claim it, you begin to move differently. You stop apologizing for your presence. You stop shrinking yourself to make others comfortable. You take up space, not out of arrogance, but out of self-respect. There's also a silent strategy to this law. The most magnetic people are not constantly performing. They know when to speak and when to be silent, when to show their talents and when to let mystery do the talking. They understand timing. They play with contrast. They don't just light up a room. They create anticipation before they even walk in. That's not by accident. That's power. And yet the most overlooked piece of this law is consistency. It's not enough to attract attention once. You must maintain it. A single moment of brilliance can open a door, but sustained presence keeps that door from closing. This means showing up day after day with energy, style, and purpose. It means evolving your craft, sharpening your edge, and staying relevant without losing your essence. Those who fade into the background are often those who rested too long on one success. But those who continue to innovate, adapt, and challenge themselves, they become legends. Attention is not a one-time performance. It's a rhythm, a lifestyle, a commitment to living fully and fearlessly in your own truth. Still, some may say, but I don't want to be fake. I don't want to play games. Good. You shouldn't. Real power isn't about lying or tricking people. It's about mastering self-expression. It's about showing the world your best self without apology. It's not manipulation. It's art. And like any art, it takes practice. Maybe today you post something online that feels bold. Maybe tomorrow you walk a little taller, speak a little clearer, or dress with more purpose. Each small step is a brushstroke. Over time, you paint a masterpiece of presence that no one can ignore. But don't forget, attention is not just about others looking at you. It's about you looking at yourself. When you see your own value clearly, the world starts to reflect it back to you. The way you walk changes. The way you talk changes. You no longer beg for approval. You become your own source of light. And when that happens, people don't just pay attention. They follow. They trust. They admire. Let's bring this home. The problem isn't that you're not good enough. It's that the world hasn't had a chance to see how powerful you really are. Law 6, court attention at all costs, is your permission to step forward. Not with arrogance, not with ego, but with confidence, with boldness, with presence. Whether you're building a business, growing a brand, improving your relationships, or just walking through life, attention is the first door. And once you walk through it, every other door becomes easier to open. So the next time you find yourself overlooked, remember this. You don't need to be the loudest person in the room. You just need to be the one who cannot be forgotten. Be intentional. Be magnetic. Be bold. Court attention. Not to feed your ego, but to fulfill your purpose. Because once the world sees you, nothing will ever be the same, and it all starts with one law. If you made it until here, leave a crown emoji in the comments. I want to see how many of you reach the end and are truly willing to finish what they start. And remember, live with honor or die a coward. Thank you so much for watching. Take care and stay strong.